Alright, how you guys doing? My name is Dan, and this is the second video in this little part series of the Stoic builds. This version is the armor build. So if you guys are curious about the other one, which is in fact a dodge build, then you can check probably as the end card at the end of this video, or the eye at the top right. So without further ado, we're just going to get into it. This one mainly centers around armor, as well as shotguns. Fun. So, without further ado, let's get into it. We have, in the Mastermind tree, we have Combat Medic Basic, with Painkillers, Combat Doctor, and Inspire aced. Forced Friendship and Joker Basic, with Confident, Partners in Crime, and Hostage Taker aced. We have Underdog, Shotgun Impact, and Shotgun CQB aced, with Far Away and Overkill Basic. We have Resilience and Shotgun Awe and Iron Man aced, with Die Hard and Transporter Basic. And just as a throwaway, we have Scavenger Basic. Nothing in Technician, but again, if you don't want to use shotguns, you can always remove those and throw them wherever you want. As I said in the last video, if you haven't seen it, then go check it out if you want a dodge build revolved around Stoic. We have Duck and Cover and Parkour Basic, and 9 lives, and Up You Go. 9 lives is aced, Up You Go is basic. So there's really not much I would change, except like I said in the last video, if you don't want to run with shotguns, then that's perfectly fine. But it's going to be a pretty interesting build for you guys to check out. I promise that. This mainly would hopefully center around you and having some converted homies on your side, as I'll say. Mainly because it's going to be fun. Because with Confident, having 2 enemies converted at the same time, and you can look at Partners in Crime aced. We have an increase in movement speed. Converted enemies take almost half less damage. Having a converted enemy increases your health by 30%. So if you have 2, that theoretically goes to 60% extra health. And your converted enemy takes an additional 34% less damage, which is terrifying. That actually is like 99% less damage when you look at it with the basic version, unless it stacks. Hopefully it stacks. But having at least one of your own hostages or converted law enforcers, it allows you to regenerate health every 5 seconds. So I don't know if that 1.5 and the 4.5 are thrown together to make it a 6 health every 5 seconds, but I don't believe so. Maybe. I would see no reason why not. But if that's the case, then that's 6 health every 5 seconds. Or if it's not, then you'll have 4.5 health. Or 4.5% health, my bad. So 6% health and then 4.5 health. So this, if you can get your converters ready and in a good location, or if you want to have them just do a bunch of shit for you, that's all fine and dandy as well. But you're going to be packing a lot of heat, and you're going to be packing a lot of health on you. And that is exactly what you want. You want to stay alive. And this build will hopefully do that for you. Both of these builds, I forgot to mention, potentially, if you haven't seen the other one, both of these are ready for 1 down. So if you guys want to use them on 1 down, then obviously tweak them to your liking if they're not up to you, what you would call your standards. But as of right now, these things should be perfectly fine for 1 down. But without further ado, let's get into everything else. Obviously, perk deck is Stoic with the throwable as its flask. We got a ice pick, or an ice pick melee, not a ice pick. We're going to be using the Jocelyn for this case, but if you want, you could use the, Mosconi. But there's really no major difference, at least how I have them modded. But the Jocelyn is always a nice choice that I personally enjoy. we are going to be using the 4-0 Buck, which is part of EAC. We got no barrel. We have a damage booster of just +1, but if you can do +2. And we have the luxurious ammo pouch, which just increases ammo in the reserve. So that's all. Moscone and Jocelyn aren't really that moddable. And for this case, we are going to be using the Ithaca or the JSPS, but a really good alternative, if you want, can be the Judge. You can either mod it for HE, or potentially mod this one for HE. Actually, I believe you can. Yeah, you can. You can mod this for HE if you want. Or the Judge. It doesn't matter. But in this case, we'll be using the JSPS, mainly due to its damage. We're going to be using 4-0 Buck as well. We have no barrel. We're going to be using the Shark Teeth nozzle. We have no boost, but if you want or can, you could throw in a damage boost. We're going to be using the military laser module, no sight, and no stock. So that is what the build looks like. And our armor of choice, as well as our deployable, or the equipment, is going to be the doctor bag and the ICTV. Now, I'm kind of torn about using the ICTV completely. I would prefer sometimes maybe using the smaller, more, I guess, not that heavy of an armor, because I personally like my speed. I'd rather be a glass cannon than anything, but if it means of surviving, then I will definitely throw on an ICTV. And in this case, you have 450 health with a 27.3 sprint speed, which from the base of 20, it's a noticeable increase. Now, obviously, if you have your converties and potentially any other hostages, then you will have that extra sprint speed boost, and hopefully they'll be staying alive a lot longer. But that is this build. Now again, if you want to tweak this for yourself, and if you have any other suggestions on what might be an interesting combo, then definitely let me know down in the comment section below. But that's gonna wrap it up. I want to thank you guys so much for watching and listening. Like and favorite if you guys enjoyed. Subscribe if you have not already to not miss any of these videos in the future. If you guys want to get in touch with me, I got my Steam group as well as my Discord linked somewhere on my channel. My name is Dan, and I will talk to you guys in the next video. Have an awesome day, guys.